This one would be fast since most of you already know what we're going to be talking about today. I wished that we would like go through creating the schema and all that, develop the schema like initializing phase one, which was the plan that today should work on that. But you know, yeah. So let me show you my screen real quick. Uh, okay. Do confirm if you can see my screen. Can you see my screen, guys? Lydia, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can see it.
Alright, so let's get into business. Don't know if Freshman is here, but Freshman and Marianne were not last time, so let's get to it. Guys, if you have questions, please do ask. I'm just going to go through what we were doing last time. Maybe I might not go through everything because last time I was explaining while creating the thing, so that's why I was able to like explain everything and all. But then this one, since it's like just yeah. So so last time we went through the folder structure. Okay, we initialized TypeScript. We initialized um, a node project. Uh, yes, Dulet is in a sense. Yeah, Dulet Dulet Reshma and because there are questions for Reshma and Marianne mostly. So we went through the folder structure. We went into creating routes and registering them. Not only like on configuring, but also registering them in our in our project there. So yeah, we're going to go through that. So let's just wait for Ishma to get in, and Marianne you can prepare for questions as well. And Marianne is here. I expect Cody, you should be able to answer the questions that come your way. Okay. Okay. I think let's continue. Let's start. That one. You join when she can. Okay. So, we started by initializing what uh a node project. Marian, do you know what the command is to initialize a node project? And please tell us what it is. That is. Marian, if you're there,
No, I don't.
right? Um, Malia,
Did you say how to initialize a node project?
yes.
Um, npm init dash y.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so which one will be good? That I should just explain, or I should delete this and we should start off together.
Wait, come again?
Which one will be good for the sake of those that were not here to delete this and start over, or just explain? Because of course we said npm dash y, npm init, but then what does it do exactly? Something like that. So should we start over?
I think we can for them to follow up.
Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay. So, what, um, okay, so you pay close attention. I see that, Colin and Reshma are also here, so that's good. We have a full class today in a minute. Uh, okay, so to initialize a node project, please do, uh, is it possible for me to add you? I don't think so. Okay, so please do take notes if you can, or you should. All right. So I'll be asking questions, and please, if I ask you to answer something, be quick. don't know, please say that you do not know. Uh, and yeah, so let's begin. Let's continue. All right. So to initialize a node project, right? Um, you have to be in the folder that you want to create that project in, right? So in this case, it's like places backend. That's the what? That's the folder, right? So you okay. Right now, let's do this in a code editor. My bad. Okay. So this is the code editor. So in your when you open that folder in your code editor, yeah. So you're going to run npm npm init y like that. Okay. So this is to initialize your node project, and yeah, it creates this file here, right? The package.json, which I think we have already discussed what it is. Um, but yeah, this is the this is the file that it creates. So so from here we're going to initialize TypeScript. Okay. So I asked this question last time, and I'm going to let me know ask the same person. So this one is going to go to Malia. Malia, uh, what commands do we use to initialize our TypeScript?
I've forgotten.
I've forgotten. Okay, cool. Marianne, initialize TypeScript.
I can't remember.
I can't remember. All right, no problem. Uh, sure. To initialize a TypeScript project or to initialize TypeScript in our project, we use TSC, which is short for TypeScript, right? TSC dash init. So let me just explain to you real quick, right? I'm using Node. I'm using Node 23. And also, yeah, I mean, you people on the group, please do pay attention. It's two dashes. I think you have one there, supposed to be two. Uh, okay. So I'm using Node 23, so that means I can run this version. I can run TypeScript directly, right? So let me just give you an example. Maybe I didn't explain last time. Okay. So this right this TypeScript file, I can run it without initializing like Okay, okay. Um, I can run a TypeScript file without it being like a TypeScript project. Okay. So if I say node app.ts here, you see that I have the console log here, right? I have it here. So it doesn't necessarily uh, mean that to uh, it does not necessarily. Okay, it does not necessarily mean that you have to initialize a TypeScript project in order to use TypeScript. You can use TypeScript like this. Okay. So when I say that initializing a TypeScript project, we do have something. Well, let's just do it. So let me just do it and explain it to you. Okay. So to initialize a TypeScript project, it is tsc dash dash init. Okay. So that's two dashes. Oh, you're here. Welcome. Okay, so it's TypeScript dash dash init. That's to initialize a TypeScript, not project. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, okay, sure. So I don't have TypeScript globally installed. So if you want to use this, if you want to use like TypeScript like this, you have to npm install globally TypeScript. I think I was using the npx one. So okay, sure. Now this should work. Okay, yeah. So you have to install it globally with dash G. If you saw that, then it's going to work like that. So I think I didn't have that. Or you can use npx tsc in it. If you don't have it globally and you don't want to install it globally, you can just run this command with npx. Sure. So what this does, like the TypeScript thing, it creates this file, right? The ts config. So um, so like the way we were running, the way I ran this file, the app.ts, it just used TypeScript. We did not know like which flavor of TypeScript, if I can call it that, what configurations, what behavior uh, uh, that TypeScript is taking. So it's just running, right? But for our project, because we need to like define the behaviors that we want TypeScript to take on, or the behaviors we want TypeScript to use, the configuration, like we want that to import something. Let's say when we're importing like a file, right? Let me digress a little bit. Uh, we don't want to just import like this, but we don't want to just import the app like this. We want to explicitly say that this is a .ts file. Okay, so all this is configured in here. Okay, yeah. So that's the difference between running TypeScript as just TypeScript and initializing like a project around TypeScript so that we can, yeah, yeah. I think that makes sense. I think so. Okay. So we have initialized iTypeScript uh, project here. I don't know if I can call it project, but yeah, sure. Um, we have this here. Okay. So now let's go through the folder structure. Um, okay, let's go through the folder structure, and I think in this one as well, we're going to be coming back to this file. I think. Okay. So for the structure, we do have the SRC, which is where um, everything lives. Okay. Then we're going to have our routes. We're going to have what loaders. Okay. Oh, okay. We have middleware. I think last time we didn't add this one. We'll continue. Okay. We have our helpers. Okay, and sorry. We have our helpers in here. We okay, sure. We have our helpers, and in the helpers we can have functions uh, like that, and we can have. Okay, I think let's move constants. Sylvia, I think you had a question on constants, and I said that it can also be in the helpers. So I think for this one, let's just move it to the helpers. So in case you would have asked why constants is in the constants, I think that's just kidding. Okay, sure. Um, and we also have a test. This we're not going to go through testing, like unit testing, but um, when I am like deploying this project, I'm going to write some tests in here. Okay, so what am I missing? Maria and Sylvia, what am I missing?
I have a question.
I have a question.
Ask.
In the arrangement of the
In the
folders,
arrangement of the
uh,
folders,
creating them alongside or
creating them
creating them not in
inside
the
or
source
creating
folder,
them
is it
not in
okay?
the source folder, is it okay?
In the what?
Like you have created the
Like
root
you have
folder
created
which
the
is
root
proxy,
folder which is proxy,
then the rest are inside the
and
source
the rest
folder, right?
are inside the source folder, right?
Uh-huh.
So is it okay to put
So is it
alongside
okay to put
source folder,
alongside
or
source folder,
not inside? Is it gonna work?
not inside it, that way?
You mean to have, let's say, roots outside the SRC?
Huh?
You mean like this? Hello.
I cannot hear.
I cannot hear you. I don't know if it's my network or your network. I can't hear you.
But you heard my question?
Yeah, my question.
Well, I heard the first one, and then I asked the question, and then I didn't hear if you asked another one.
I cannot hear a thing.
Yeah,
Can others of you hear me? Unless my network.
Okay, you can just continue. I'll ask
okay.
later. Or
Yes,
it
I
will
can.
make sense later.
Yes, okay.
Pauline, you were saying something again. Hello, guys. Hello.
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 Hello?
Yes, yes.
Hello.
You were saying something I couldn't hear.
Me?
Me?
But I saw that you unmuted your mic, so I thought you said something. You can hear me properly, yeah?
Oh, yeah. You were asking if you
Oh
could hear
yeah, you
yourself.
were asking if you could hear yourself.
Okay. All right.
Also, before you continue, I have a
Also,
mini
before you
question.
continue, I have a mini question.
Okay. See, you're initializing the whole thing using
Realizing the
the
whole thing
Gemini,
using
like
the
the Visual
Gemini, like
Studio
the Visual
Gemini,
Studio
right?
Gemini, right?
So what if
So
someone
what
used
if
like
someone
command
used
line
like
terminal?
command
Is that
line
okay? Does it work the
terminal? Is
same?
that okay? Does it work the same?
Well, yes. This is the command line. Just that maybe mine is bash. But if you're using CMD, if you're using PowerShell, that's okay as long as you're in the folder. Everything works the same.
Then why does yours look different
Then why does
from
yours
mine?
look different from mine?
Yes. Mine is bash, and also it's like a custom theme. I configured my bash to look like this, so I think that's why it's different.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if we do it
So
in
if we
the
do it in the
command line, the command line is so blank. Well,
the
my
command line
command
is
line
so
is so
blank. Well, my
how do
command
you
line, how do you
transfer it for it to be looking
transfer
like
it
this?
for it to be looking like this?
Well, then I can send you some videos. Then you customize your CLI. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Which
Alright, thank you.
Okay. And Rishma, I think now you can ask. Let's just get that out of the way, so you can ask a question. But if I can answer it, maybe I heard the right thing. I don't know if you're asking if it's like mandatory that to have all these folders in the SRC. Why not have them outside here? Like for example, the way I've put like the roots outside here. Well, I think it's up to standards, right? Because in here we can have like a lot of things happening outside here. Okay, you can have I don't know if I can show you. Okay, okay. I don't think I can show you right now. But then you can have like many things happening outside here. So the standard says that user code, everything that you're writing yourself should go in the SRC. That's just to keep it to make it look to make it organized and all that. Okay, because here you have your build files, your other configuration files, your Docker files, and all that outside here. But everything that you write yourself, everything that is the code that you write, is supposed to go in the SRC. Okay, I hope that answers the question.
In the Rust,
In the rest, like
10 seconds, you went on mute.
you went on
Commander,
mute.
the part you are
Commander,
explaining, I heard.
you were explaining ahead.
Okay, then I think yeah. Okay, sure. Let's continue then. So we're going to have our server .ts here, and we're going to install Express. Pauline, what's the we install Express with another package that we use instead of Express or on top of Express. Why? What is that package and why do we use it?
Reflect.
Say it in full. What is it?
I don't know the full name. I just know
I
that
don't
it's
know the
Reflect.
full name. I just know that it's Reflect.
Okay, sure. And why do we use it?
I am not sure. I went for
I am not
Express.
sure. I
It's
went for
more
Express.
Express
But
when I was
more
doing my research.
when I was doing my
I
research, I
You were
or
using Express.
Reflect.
for
Yes.
yes.
Okay. All right, no problem. Okay. So it's fast. Maria, you're going to be, Marian, you're going to be explaining we are going to create our server here. So you're going to be telling me what to do. We are going to be telling me what to import and all that. So be ready after Express installs. Uh, you're going to be explaining that to me. You can unmute your mic right now. Okay, okay, I think last time I also explained something. I think okay, let's just start with. Okay, let me just explain that real quick. When installing your packages, you use npm install or npm I, and then you install the thing. So when you install something like when you install Express like this, and you go to your package, you go to your package.json, you see that it is in the dependency. So the packages that you install like this, these are the packages that you can use in your actual code, right? But then there are some packages that you want to use for development. They do not go in the code exactly, right? In a way, you do not go there, but then you just use them for development. So we call those development dependencies, right? So to install a development dependency, it's um, npm install save dev and then the package that you want to install, or short npm I plus the uppercase D and then the name of the package. So for example, here I want to install the types for Express, but then we're not going, okay, there's something that we use when developing, but they do not go into the actual build files. Okay, so that is a development dependency. So for that, we're going to say types. Give me a
Can you come again? You're cutting a lot.
I think he went to pick up his phone. He has muted his mic.
Okay. Comma, he still has to come again.
He will rush.
Kavenda, someone should explain.
About developing dependencies.
About development
Yeah,
dependencies.
yeah, the
Okay.
difference between
Yeah, the
those
difference
two.
between two.
uh, okay, so I'm back. Yeah, development dependencies. Uh, yeah, this is how you install a development dependency, right? So it's something that you use, but it does not go yeah, into the build files. I think we should also go through build files today. Um, so I've also noticed that I've just been installing one package like this. So please, you can install multiple. right? So you can also have like types node, okay? Let's just install node one in advance as well. So you can install all of them at once, just pointing that out. Okay, now I think it's the types express. Sure. Let's let's for this example, let's remove this one. What the hell is happening? If it express types.
Error, 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 error.
Okay, sure. They're not errors, they're conflicts. Okay, let's say that the okay. So let's I think I will need it. Okay, sure. Let's fix the conflict. I think express what's up with you, man? Okay, okay. Well, what's that package? What's that version? I think you're the one who asked me about this. Okay.
What?
The version of Express that works.
What do you mean?
Well, this is not. I think you asked me this other day. This is not working because the leaflet and this version of Express are conflicting. So there's a version of
Oh,
Express that I've been using that works with this leaflet.
but you told me to down. Do you use something?
Something.
Okay. So
But it
this
still
is
came out when I.
But it still came out when I. Oh yeah.
okay. Also something that I can share with you. Right? Again, I'm going off help for it a little bit. So if you have, you can say force, right? So you should force whether it has errors or whatever. If there are conflicting errors, you can just force it, install it, right? Or there's another one that says legacy, legacy, uh, uh, here, depth like this. So if you have something like, if you have like, if you know that the packages work together, but then maybe they're still conflicted, so you can just force them, or you can just use this flag. It installs them properly. But for me, I'm going to use the version that we're supposed to be using. I just wanted to point that out. So npm install that version. I do not know if Mayan is in the backstage or she has left. Okay, so now, okay, now let's install. Now let's install this, and it's supposed to work. It should work. No way, man. Oh, okay, it does work. Okay, sure. It's got an error. It's a feature. Okay, so yeah, we have 3D development dependencies that we have installed here. Okay, so yeah, you can install them like that. Man, it's not here. Okay, so I think uh, Reshma, you're going to take this one. Um, explain to us. We want to create our server file here. What should we do? Please be fast. Is Reshma there? Are you guys there? Pauline, please take over. What should we do? Pauline.
All right. Sorry. My laptop froze.
Right.
I think
Sorry,
we're
my
supposed,
laptop
we're
froze.
supposed,
I think
we're supposed to create a variable,
create a variable.
const variable that
Explain like the whole thing, and I'll be writing it out.
okay. Express is equal to require
What are you using?
express again. Am I supposed to continue?
Yeah, you need to explain the whole thing.
You what? I what?
To explain the whole thing.
Okay. And then express app is equal to express colon. And then we'll have the root. So the const port is going to be, I think, 3000. And then now we'll have to go to the middleware for passing the JSON request.
Yeah, you're not done. We have not configured the server.
We're not done.
Yeah.
Hey, and I don't know. I think I understood it wrong. From what I understood, that means here we'll have the middleware part.
Okay. So do pay attention. I think from now we're just going to be doing the whatever and explain it so that if you're watching the recording, you can start from here so that you shouldn't. Yeah. So you're using require. I see that you're using JavaScript. So you're not using TypeScript. So it's import express from express like this. The one that you were using, let's say, you say require and express, not. Okay, what's going on there? Notice that it says that this will be converted to import. Okay, so do use import. It's like the new thing now. I think I can say that. So express from express.
It also works under JavaScript, or it's only under TypeScript.
Okay. in.
Like, okay, you see how you said I should
Okay, see
write,
how you said I
should use import and not
use
const, right?
import and not const, right?
I think it works under JavaScript if you're using a module. So if you have in here like type module, then it will work. If you have common JS, I don't think it will work.
Okay.
Okay.
But you can try it, experiment. So express like this, and okay, express like this, okay, and we're going to define our port, which we're going to be using to 102. And we have, and now, Pauline, this is the part. You have to listen. Now it's starting the server, so it has to listen on that port, okay? And when it establishes that connection, you say, you just, you console log that server is running on port, whatever that port is, okay? So, that's that. This is how you then initialize the server. So we're going to then register our routes. I Now the reason why we use uh, the reason why we use leaflet instead of express. I don't know if it works now, but then the time that I was going through this, to use leaflet in a way of dependency injection, sorry, to use express in a way of dependency injections like class roots and all that. I think it was hard to set up if it's possible, right? So that's when I found leaflet. So I'm going to give you an example. We've gone through this, but then yeah, let's just go through it one more time. To create a root, right? You can say this, okay? And you're going to have res, and you know you're going to have request and response, and you can say res.send. Uh, okay, whatever. Okay, this is how you register what a root. Okay. So this, if you want to have another one, you're supposed to do like this. You're supposed to do like that. Of course, you can do something that you can have them in different files. But then we want to use the dependency injection pattern and all that. So we use classes. So now let's say that we want to create a route. Okay, so we're going to say version one, and let's say that we want to create auth. Sorry. We want to create auth routes. Okay, so we can have auth in here. Okay, let's just create users as well so that you can see the folder structure properly. So we have auth, and we're going to say auth.controller.ts and auth.service.ts. Okay, sure. This is that. Now we want to register these routes, okay, in our in our in our server here in our app. Okay, so to do that, right, to register the leaflet routes with Express. Okay, so we're going to have a file and we're going to call it index.ts. Okay, so what this is going to do, we're going to have a function in here which is going to be register routes. Okay, which is going to take an app which is an express app. Okay, which is an express app. Let's try importing express. Okay. So this is a function, right? It registers the routes, and to register those routes, it takes in the Express app. So this Express app is this one that we are creating here. Okay, this is what the register route is going to take in. All right. So we need to import leaflet. So to register our routes, we import something called or we say something called register. Okay, this is from leaflet and um, and registration like this. So this is a type. I don't know if I can prefix it in here. Sure, just before you that this is a type. Okay, so to register our routes, okay, we say register, right? And notice that this takes in two parameters. So it takes in the app and it takes in the routers, which is a list. Okay. So we pass it our app and then we pass it the list. Okay. So this is the list of routes. So since this is an exported function, when you go to server.ts here, we can import. Now remember we're importing register routes. Okay, so if we say import register routes like that, sure. So after I think down here, I think the port should come here as well. Okay, down here after we have reference the express right here, we can now call this function that what register routes like this. And what does it need? What does it need? Or anyone in the chat, if you're there. Maria, you've been quiet. What does it need?
What does it what?
What does it what?
What does this function need right here? It's showing an error. Why is that?
Oh, up.
Oh, up.
Okay, sure. It takes in the app. Okay, so it takes in our app and it uses this app to then register the routes in here. Okay, so now let's have the routes that it wants. So we use a class and we say auth controller, right? It's a class man. Okay, sure. Um, let's have a login route here. Okay. So let's make it asynchronous and Reshma was supposed to be here because I do remember one time you asked me what an asynchronous, why we use async. I don't know if you researched what the asynchronous and the asynchronous functions are. So yeah, we're going to export this. We're going to export this here. Okay. So here, right? This is valid, but it's but at the same time it's not valid. Okay. you can have the auth controller in here, right? You can have the auth controller in here, but this will fail. All right, yeah, this will not work because this is just a normal class. It has not been transformed. Uh, it has not been transformed. It has not been transformed into a router that that this register needs. So for that, we have to use. Okay, cool. Glad that you know that. That's good. Um, so we need to transform this into a what? Into a router. So we're going to import. So this is what you do for each and every one of your routes. Okay. So we're going to import right from uh, Leaflet Express. We're going to import router, and we're going to decorate this as router. Okay. Now we're going to say version one because remember we have version one here. So let me just digress a little bit. You have version one. You can have version two. Okay. I don't think we're going to explain this at one point. We're going to explain this at any other point, but let me just explain it to you right now. So we can have version one and we can have version two. Okay. So in a real world application, that let's say you have an authentication, right? That is using phone number and password. Okay. It's using phone number and password. You have that as the standard of version one, and you have deployed your application. People are using it and all that. But then at some point you say that no, let's not use phone number anymore. We want to use email and password only. The phone number cannot be used anymore. Okay, but then you know very well that not everyone is going to update the app to then use the phone to use the now email the email system that you're using. Okay, so if you have so for that you have to do something that we call I don't know if it's I don't know if I can call it that in this case, but something like backwards compatibility that uh, that you allow two versions of the same thing. So for the ones that are not updated, they can use the version one. But then you want that uh, once they update, they're going to be using the version two. So that's why I have the version one here. That is just like a standard that I use. That okay, sure. In case in case I change something that cannot be that cannot yeah, that cannot be changed publicly at once, then it goes into the version two. So that's why I have the version one here. So this is why also it is like the version one thing. It's a group. Go in or search now.
I tried calling her. She's
I
not
tried
picking
calling
up.
her. She's
Huh?
I tried calling her. She's not picking up. I
tried
don't know if
calling
those guys are
her.
bad. I
I
tried calling
don't
her.
look
She's
at
not.
it.
I cannot hear what you're saying.
Oh, I was saying, Kuti, I tried
Oh, I
calling
think
her, but she's
I
not
tried
picking
calling
up.
her.
Oh, okay. Okay. So that's the version one and version two, and that is why I'm using it here. I think it's just nature that I use this now. Okay. So yeah. All right, so the version one here, so it's version one, then auth. Okay, so I think I should also point this out. Is the what you have here is like the base endpoint. Okay, so for example, you can have like your domain here or your IP address, whatever you're using, and you have version one, right? Let's say auth. Okay, so you can you can say that uh, this part here is what is the base. Okay. The same as we call this the base URL. For this example, you can call this the base to what I'm trying to explain. Okay, you can have this, and then every endpoint in here. Let's say that we this is slash login, and we have slash register, we have slash uh, forgot password or reset password. In each and every of those endpoints, they go here. Okay, so login, register, and all that, they go after this. Okay, so this is like the parent of this. I believe that you all know that, but I had to point it out. Okay, so now after we do this, okay, now this is now this has been transformed from just a class to now a router. So now it can work in here.
I don't see anyone in the backstage.
I heard myself talking. Okay, 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 sure. Uh, okay. And now that has been transformed. Okay, sure. But then we're going to do something else here, which is now going to fail, right? So if we now say that, okay, so we want to pull in, okay, okay, yes,
Did
but
you
then
mention my name?
okay, yes. What HTTP method should we use for this route?
What?
What HTTP method should we use for this route?
I can hear you. You're breaking up. I just said what?
Okay, we want to assign an HTTP method to this route or route. What HTTP method should we use for this login route?
Get?
What?
You should use the app.get.
No, I can't get you.
I said we should use the get.
Not quite. Maria,
Post.
Maria, it's going quite right. Okay, I told you a lot here. Sure. Post. Right. But then, if we do this and say for such login to make it version one, or you notice that we have an issue here. Yeah. I notice that we have an issue here. Okay. So this. Okay. So this, right? Using decorators and all, it's still new. Okay. So this is still new. So we have to enable something called experimental decorators in testconfig. Remember the TypeScript configuration file. Uh, assigns behavior to the TypeScript compiler for this project. I think that's the best thing that I can say. Okay, so we have something called experimental degraders, which is going to be true. Now, after we save this, notice that we don't have the error anymore here because now we have enabled the decorators here, right? And also something that we are required to have if we're using decorators is called reflect metadata. Okay, so npm install reflect metadata like that. Okay. So I think I'm still using something like okay, so that's what's failing. Sure. Let's do this. Reflect metadata and the flag that I talked about. Now this should work. Okay. Now this has worked. So for us to not to write this every time, there's something called npmrc, which then we're just going to say legacy period just like that, and it's going to be equal to true. That means every time that we run npm install, it's not going to show these errors anymore. It's going to automatically use this. So yeah, now we're cool. Sure. Okay. So we have installed reflect metadata. So this works hand in hand with the experimental decorators. So what you need to do is to import that package in the entry of your project. Okay. So the entry here is the server.ts. So what we do is import from, and we say reflect, or is it just import? Okay. Import reflect metadata. So if you have that, that means this is going to work. So then here we can have the request, the resource, response, resource, and here we have the request here, and then let's just send rest status, which is going to be 200, and we're going to send sure, something like this. So if we have this, that means we have managed to, I think we have managed to get to where we stopped last time. I don't know if we did anything more in terms of this, but then I'm going to show you also how to use Notebook. Okay, so I think from the previous classes we were using TS Node to run our project. So for example, if I say TS Node, TS npx TS Node and src server.ts like this. Okay. Yeah, sure. So we have an error. What is it? cannot find module TypeScript. Okay, so we need to install a development dependency TypeScript. Oh no, okay. So it's supposed to be uppercase, not lowercase. Okay. Sure. Like that. And I hopefully now if you run this, it should now work. Okay. Yeah. Now that is working. So yeah, so yeah, that is not working. So one thing that you might have noticed is that every time that we change something here, we have to we have to close the server and then and then rerun that. But honestly, who has time for that? Okay, so we use something called Node1. Of course, Node1 has its own limitations, right? But then for this one, we're going to be using that. And also last time we talked about something called scripts. Okay. All right, we have something called scripts. So scripts here. Okay. Those in the group, I hope you're listening. You watch the recording, but I hope you're listening. All right. So scripts, right? Let's say we have a script here called dev, right? So what this is, right? Notice for us to run the code here, we were saying npx ts node whatever. Okay, let's install ts node as a development dependency. So d and ts node like that. Okay, cool. So instead of us running npx ts node, let's say that we have some custom things that we are doing here, or is it watch? I don't know if that works with ts node. Does watch work with ts node? Wait a minute. Let me try this. Okay, it doesn't work. Sure, it doesn't work. All right, so we have to stop the server now. Now that's a clear presentation of the issue that we're trying to go through. So we have to stop the server and then we run it. So we have something called Node1. I think that's what I was explaining. And then we have something called scripts. Okay. So the scripts, instead of us writing this every time we want to run the server, we can just have it as a script. Okay. So we can have it like this, and we can remove the npx because we have test. No, do we have test node in here? It's going to override. Sure, override and install. Sorry, install test node. Yeah, like that. So we can remove the npx from that. So instead of us rewriting this every time, now we can just say npm run and then I think I have a message on this in the chat. Okay, I was trying. I think I said it's not working, but then the server was showing that it was running. I had watch. I think I had watch here. So I was expecting that TS node supports watching, file watching. That if I change something, it's going to. So that's why I changed to ports here because I was expecting that it's going to then rerun, and then I'm going to know that there's rerun if it changes to ports, not port. I was just testing that out. So that's the thing. All right. I think we're cool there. So I was just testing if it watches files. Okay. So I don't know if I explained this. Okay, sure. Uh, we have a script called dev here, right? Cool, cool. So what we do here is say npm run and the name that you have assigned to your what to your script. It can be potato, it can be whatever. So then you have it here as npm run dev. If you do this, it's going to run that script for you, and then give it a second or okay, sure. Now it's running on port 2102. Okay, so uh, that's the script right there. Okay, so now if we want to run our server, it's just npm run dev. Cool. So then let's introduce each other to this thing called node on. Okay. So as you have seen that I have to stop the server and then rerun it, node on now does that for us. So we're going to say node on, and also if you're using node on and you're using TypeScript, there's an error that is going to show. Okay, so that error that is going to show when you're using node one, it's going to be a TS node error. Okay, if you're using TypeScript and you're trying to run it with Node 1 is originally designed for JavaScript, but then if you're running TypeScript, it's going to show you an error that TS node whatever. So just install TS node. Okay, just install TS node and then run Node 1 again. It's going to work with TypeScript. Okay, so to run Node 1, hopefully it doesn't show me that error. To run Node 1, we're going to do this src and the server.ts like that. Okay, so then give it a second. Sure. You see now it's saying that server is only one port 2102. By the way, 2102 is my birthday, so sure. That's why I use that port. Uh, sure. So the server is running on port 2102. Okay. Now if we're working on our project, whatever, and then we change something to port, you see, node one here is restarting automatically. I didn't have to stop the server or what. Just that maybe I don't know if it's my PC, but it's running a bit slow. But yeah, now it has changed to port. Okay, so you can be making your changes knowing that your server somewhere is automatically stopping. Okay, so I think one thing that I can just give you as an afterthought, Node 1 is only used for development like this. Okay, but then if you're running somewhere like in a server, I don't recommend Node 1 at all, or even if you can use Node 1. Okay, because what node one the disadvantage of node one, I'm not supposed to even tell you, but I'm just going to tell you for knowledge sake. um this is the terminal. Okay, node one is running, our server is running, but then if we exit this terminal, our server is gone. All right, so our server has stopped. Oh no, oh wait, no, this is not exiting the terminal, it's just closing it. Sorry, let's have it like this. uh uh Give me a sec. Okay. So like in something like this, that one the X here is okay. It's hide panel, not closing it. So that's why it's still here. So it just did that. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is, if you exit your terminal like that, that means the what? The server is gone. That means your API stopped running. So in production in most cases you're going to be introduced to something called PM2. Uh I just wanted to introduce you to that in case you want to try things out on your own and discover things. So do check out PM2 is what in production most people use. Me, I run my things with Docker, but yes, you can use PM2 if you're not using Docker. But in this project, we're going to use Docker sometime. Okay, so that is uh, Node one. Okay, so now we have to update our Maria. Please explain to us. Uh, we are using Node one manually here. We want to have something called npm run dev and run our Node one to run our app with Node one. What should we do? Maria, if you're there. Maria is not there. Marianne. Okay, if you didn't get the question, Rishma, I'm saying that we want to we want to run our server using Node one, but then we want to be using npm run dev for us to run our server with Node one. What should we do? That was the question. For Maria. Pauline, please take over. What should we do?
You said, what should we do if
Said,
we want to
what should
run
we do if we want to run
npm
We
r?
want to run
npm r?
no, npm. The what updated. We want to use npm run dev, right? But then we want that
Yes.
this should run
Yes.
using Node one. What should we do?
Hmm.
Mm,
I
I
am not sure.
am
I don't know. Maybe we should
I
identify
don't
the
know.
script.
Maybe we should identify the script.
Yeah, that is what is part of you.
It's right in front of me.
It's right in front of me.
Yep.
Um,
Um,
I don't know. I've tried.
I don't know. I've tried.
Okay, no problem. Maria, are you there? Because you've been quiet.
Ah,
Ah,
Realization.
yeah. I think it's a.
yeah.
Yeah, like I said, that we have
Like I said, that we have
to. We should do so by executing the
do so by
script with the node command. The script is up there.
It is up there.
Yes, but that is with OPS node. So what should we do?
Oh, my response was wrong.
No, it's not wrong. There's one more step from your response.
You should run it.
Okay, what I'm looking for is that this is using TS node. So what should we do is just replace the TS node with node one, just like that. That is what I was waiting for. Well, that's what I wanted you to say. So now, if we say npm dev here, we now use the node one. Oh, it's 9. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, 2102 is already in use because I think the terminal that we closed is still running. Oh no, it's still running, but then that port is still on. Okay, so that port is still in use. It did not close properly. So I think we need to change this to 2103. Can I also in use? Who is using that? Ah, nah, you're lying. Oh, it's actually running. What's running here? Hmm. Well, something is running there. So let's try to find another port. Uh,
Since you're using birthdays, use my birthday.
what's this?
My
Oh,
birthday
okay.
is 2307.
2307. I bet that is in use. Ah, nah, something is wrong in here. Who is using that? Okay, there should be something wrong with my thing here, but not one works. So if we change this, still going to work. So yeah, that's that. I think from here I don't know if any of you. Uh, okay, 309 is a variable. Sure. You should change your birthday. So yeah, this is that. This is everything that I think. Oh no. Okay. Yeah. I think this is what we went through last time. Any questions? I'll be happy to answer them right now. Reshma, if you have questions in the chat, Livia, I think you're in the chat as well. If you have questions, please do ask them. Let me just show you something. To know that. You're still there? Like, we can go through one more thing called the build folder. To just show you what the build folder is. Or you want to go?
Njala.
What did you say?
Njala.
Okay, I think there's something wrong here that once I run the what once I run the once I run on a port, it is then leaving that port open and it's trying to connect to it as a new process instead of uh, just using the same port. I don't know. Ubuntu can be crazy sometimes, but it's one of those things. So should I explain what the build folder is?
Okay, fine. Explain.
Fine, I cannot say you. Maybe try writing in the chat. And Reshma, then MRC, I was using that, okay, to, okay, Jala, okay, sure, no problem. I can explain that next time then. Okay, what the NPMRC is that when we are installing Express, okay, or when we run npm install, okay, like that. Okay. Well, there are some what packages that are conflicted, especially those ones, the express and leaflet. Okay, so it's so to so to what to install those packages that are conflicting, but to say that you can install because it's basically just a warning, yeah. So for us to install those like packages, we had to do something like this. Let's say npm install the package name and have this there, or uh, have this, okay, dash dash like this, okay. So me for one, I'm not going to be writing this every time I want to install something because the deflate and the express and the type and the express types are conflicting. Okay, so the npm rc is to npm what tsconfig is to TypeScript. So like an npm configuration. So we have legacy peer depth here to true, meaning to say that every time I run npm install, this is automatically added there. Okay, so I don't have to be running this I don't have to be adding this in, every time. If I have it like this, then I can just say npm install the package, then it's going to install. It's not something that you're supposed to know or use. I'm just using this because we do have the conflict, and it's just like a workaround. The recommended is to use packages so they're not conflicting with each other, because you never know what is going to happen if you have conflicting packages. But yeah, that's what the npm RC is. It's a configuration file for npm in this project. Any other questions from any other person or Reshma as well? Then we can go. Then on Wednesday we are going to go to. We're going to do. We're going to do the build folder, Prisma. I think the build folder and introduction to Prisma. So if you're not going to practice this, if you're not going to at least know the basics of how like to make your API, to run your API, to use Leaflet, I think it's going to be tough times ahead. You know, so please, this is easy enough for you with the there shouldn't be like any issue here. So you're going to go through the recording. Please practice. Okay, practice. Make sure that you can do this on your own. You can initiate, you can init a node project. You can init TypeScript. You can register the routes without even you can do this without even looking at the code. You just know that this is what I want to do and this is how I can do it. So that will be good, and that will make the coming classes very easy, because sometimes I had, believe me, this has been easy, very easy. So yeah, and I hope you remember how to make middlewares, because guys, that very kind of stuff. But yeah, I think if there are no, okay, any other questions?
No, I don't have a question. I was getting ready to say bye. Good night.
Okay, you're muted. I thought you wanted to say something. So, yeah, I think everyone I think are here. So let's practice. That's what I can tell you. Practice. So we're going to continue on Wednesday, and as always, you can ask questions on the group directly, however you feel like doing that. So yeah, bye and good night.
Bye. Good night. Bye. Good night. Shalom. 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 Everybody. Shalom.